All right, in order to speak money around the world, let's make sure we're all speaking the same language when it comes to this very important term, globalization. Now, this is a term that's come to mean a lot of things, but what it really describes is the growing number of people and nations with the access to the benefits of modernization, the ability to prosper, to get richer, to participate in this global economy. Bottom line, when you're thinking about a job for yourself or your kids, you've got to think about careers that are either global in scope or give you access to this whole idea of globalization.
That's because this is the way the world is going. But the problem for Americans, Ali, is that how many people can go to China or to go to India to get their next job? It's one of the pieces of advice you hear most often. We can argue forever about whether you should be going there where the jobs are. But I want to bring in Thomas Friedman, the Pulitzer Prize-winning foreign affairs columnist for the New York Times. Tom, one thing about globalization is it is changing the way the world works faster than American workers' skills can change. And we hear a lot from experts on job placement that you should be sending your college graduate kid to China to get a job
or
learning
to India. Chinese.
But my worry is the vast number of people in this country for whom that is just not even feasible at in any scope. How do average families make globalization work for them?
Well, I think the thing you have to understand is that globalization has its upsides and downsides, and our goal should be to cushion the worst and take advantage of the best. What is the best? The best is the fact that if I just have the spark of an idea now, if I just have the spark of an idea, I can actually go to Delta in Taiwan, they'll design it for me, skip over to Hangzhou and Alibaba will get me a cheap Chinese manufacturer to make this, jump over to Amazon.com, Jeff Bezos at Amazon will actually do my fulfillment and delivery, Freelancer.com will do my logo, and I can get an accountant on Craigslist. In other words, basically all of these are commodities now. They're actually available to everyone. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but, mom and pop, they can't really do that. You would be amazed at the number of people starting global companies overnight, okay, accessing a system now where my customers can be global, my suppliers can be global, and my collaborators can be global overnight. So that is happening everywhere.
So is America's education system churning out people who are able to take advantage of globalization and advance their own family's well-being by that, or do we still have this disconnect with how fast the world is moving and how fast America is responding?
Well, we have both extremes, basically. We have a system that is producing the very people who are designing and driving the whole technological architecture of this new globalization platform, and we have people who are just so behind they don't have a high school degree and can't possibly access it and tap its benefits.
So, Tom, let me ask you this then. The bottom line is, let's take it back to education. We do know, for those people who have lost jobs in manufacturing, to what they call globalization, or, as we argue sometimes, the advent of technology that would have eliminated some of those jobs anyway. We do have opportunities for younger people. I have had countless CEOs tell me the best thing a kid can do, either in college or after college, is an internship in another country where there's a different language, the ability to learn that language. Can young Americans equip themselves for this new globalized world?
There's no question. First of all, that's the one thing, understand one thing. If horses could vote, there never would have been cars, okay? So this technological churn is going to happen. It's just inevitable. The question is how you get the most out of it. And the way you get the most out of it is you got to lean into this world. One of the pieces of advice I always give to people is think like a new immigrant. How does a new immigrant think? New immigrant thinks, I'm in this new country. There's no legacy place waiting for me at Harvard, okay? I got to approach this world, first of all, by understanding where the opportunities are and make sure I pursue them with more energy and vigor than everyone else. We are all new immigrants now to the hyper-connected world, and that's how you got to lead into it.
And the big competition, of course, is China, and there's no question. There's this ongoing debate on whether China is a threat or an opportunity. Ali and I agree that it's both of those things, depending on where you are in this country. As you point out, those two very extremes in this country. So China, how important is it that the United States deal with China in a sensitive way so that we don't have protectionism, so that we don't have these two countries at odds instead of, as Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says, rowing in the same boat in the same direction?
Well, we have to be very tough with them. They have an undervalued currency, which takes jobs away from America, and they have they fiddle a lot with trade laws in a way that force U.S. companies to transfer their intellectual property there. That's been going on for a long time. But you know, all our strengths are really hiding in plain sight. We do have a free economy. We have a place where Google is not censored, where we imagine ideas. Look at Apple. Apple, to me, has always been the model. Imagine it here, design it here, okay? Orchestrate the global supply chain here, and then use China where you can for the assembly, the lower skilled labor jobs, and is a huge market. We need to do that. Our motto needs to be not always made in America, but imagined in America, orchestrated in America. That's where the high value added jobs are going to be.
Tom, you're excited about it. I know you're a little troubled by some of the direction things are going as well, so you're not sugarcoating it. These are challenges that we're in, but you are excited about it, so are we. Tom Friedman is the author of That Used to Be Us, How America Fell Behind in the World It Invented and How We Can Come Back. Thanks, Tom. Good to talk to you. Christine, your view?
My view?
China.
China.
Threat or opportunity?
Both. Absolutely, both. And how the U.S. manages its relationship with China is incredibly important for American families.
But you out there who run businesses or deciding on your kids' education can do things, and we outline some of them in the book,
That's right,
that you can do very specifically to take advantage of this as it's happening.
Yeah, all right.